Welcome back. If my voice sounds weird, I have that thing that was going around in 2020. I don't know if I can say that on a video if they're getting taken down. But Big Sean has dropped his newest project, Better Me Than You, and I was really looking forward to this project, mostly because ASAP Rocky, that's from my previous video, delayed his album Seems to Fall till October. So there was a lot of eyes on this project. I was pretty excited. I am a fan of Big Sean. And I've always found that Big Sean delivers good projects, but I haven't had a Big Sean project, in my opinion, that really stands out as great or something that is amazing with Big Sean. I think the closest that we got was honestly the Detroit 2, with a critic score of a 69 and user score of a 66. There's so many great moments on there. I can think of Guard Your Heart. I can think of Deep Reverence. I can think of that really big cypher freestyle thing that was about 9 minutes long. There's a lot of great songs on there. I Decided has Sunday Morning Jetpack. It has Bounce Back. It has Halfway Off a Balcony. There's so many incredible songs. And of course, Dark Sky Paradise has Blessings, Not Your Fault, I Don't Fuck With You. Across all the projects, there's great songs, but I don't know if they stand up as like these great, amazing albums. And with Better Me Than You, I think that still continues that trend, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm actually quite disappointed in this project. We'll get into it. But it's six out of a critic score of a 70 and a user score of a 66. So pretty par for the course when it comes to Big Sean's discography. But overall, I found that this project was pretty decently disappointing. Now, before I get into the tracks of note here, a couple of reasons why I'm kind of disappointed. One, this project is actually a lot more mellow than I thought it was going to be. With Detroit 2, there are these more kind of fun, harder, more aggressive moments across the project that, even though it's a long album, I think it's almost about 20 songs long, it does make it more varied enough where I'm fine with sitting through its entire runtime. This album is about an hour and 6 minutes long, and with the same kind of consistency with the beats, with the tempos, there's not a lot of songs that really go hard in a sense, and a lot of the songs start to blend into each other. Now, it does make for a cohesive sound and experience, but it does make some songs that really don't stick out really fall to the background. That was a big problem I had with this project, is that a lot of the production and also Big Sean in general wasn't really intriguing me or really interesting me with this project. Another thing that I was having problems with in this project is that I feel like the content and the lyrical subjects weren't really all that consistent. What I get from Better Me Than You, the number one kind of topic that Big Sean wanted to focus on, like it was focus, was setting priorities, setting boundaries, as one of the track titles is. Focus on a skit kind of sets the tone or sets an idea of what this album kind of is about. Is like getting your priorities straight, focusing on the things that matter, and putting things to the side that maybe don't matter. And of course, there's a lot of the songs that talk about his 9 month old kid, and those are really heartwarming moments across this entire album. But then you have these juxtaposed moments, especially when you look at Yes as an example, where I think the first verses are about, it's like a woman's breast, I skied all over her breast, and there's a couple other songs in here. I believe it's Superstar, that's just all about just having sex with a woman. And there's multiple songs on this project that this talks about just like settling down, focusing on what matters, and all this kind of stuff. But then you have it juxtaposed with these just not too serious and also just completely just very focused on women, focused on sexuality and all this kind of stuff. So I think sometimes the subject matter of this album can be a little bit all over the place. Not to say that those songs don't have a place on projects, but when you're, I feel like this album, what that focus and that priority setting was the main point of the project. When you have stuff that goes off and aside, it does make the lyrical content really stick out. But let's go through the tracks of note really quick. So Iconic is not really the intro, but it's the first full song on the project. What I really like is the Hit Boy production with the guitar. It sounds absolutely fantastic. And I was really hoping for Big Sean to go over production or something that was a little bit more interesting, and this kind of gave it for me. Big Sean brings a really great hook. It can really get stuck in your head over time, and that Hit Boy production again is just immaculate. There's Yes, which I talked about before, a little bit more of that kind of, I guess you would say, just rambunctious, and a little bit more of that just kind of chaotic and rebellious nature to the song. The first part of it, Big Sean is going up in these weird vocal inflections and keys, and they do not sound well. But the song definitely smooths out towards the end. It does become a pretty great banger, but the start off of the song is really rough, especially when it comes to those vocal flows and vocal ranges. Sometimes when you go a little bit off the rails there, sometimes it can make it work, but I don't think Big Sean makes it work on Yes and on Yes. Now Black Void, This and That, and A Million Pieces. This is probably the best run of the project. Black Void has Aaron Allen Kane and Thundercat, and again, it's just all about hearing Big Sean on production that you wouldn't expect him to hear, especially over Thundercat like bass licks. Like it just sounds absolutely incredible. Halfway through, it becomes a little bit more of this nocturnal kind of rap song, but Big Sean just sounds hungry, sounds fantastic over it. This and That has a great collaboration with Kodak Black and Bryson Tiller. Bryson Tiller sounds like I believe it's Note to Self or True to Self, the album that didn't really do well for him. I think it was like a second project, but there was a lot of rapping on True to Self. And I think he brings that really great rapping and the great energy on this song. And honestly, Kodak Black on the end sounds fantastic too. And A Million Pieces. A Million Pieces gives a little bit more of that introspection. And I really like the story about how Big Sean's dad wanted to be an actor, and how that didn't work out. And I can't figure the whole thing in detail, but it's just all about being in a million pieces, about Detroit being 800,000 people, but I see a million pieces and falling apart like a million pieces. Like I think that track is really just emotionally like prevalent. It's potent, it works. And there's a couple other songs on here that really dive into being a father, being committed, being focused. And when those moments do come around, they are so sincere, they're so honest, and I wish that lyrical consistency was brought through the entire project. Get You Back has the curse of having Cash Cobain on it. I don't know why. I don't know why people are bringing on Cash Cobain. I feel like it's not even that Cash Cobain as a feature artist is not bad on the song, but it feels like Big Sean, J. Cole, like they have to make these really different songs that are very different from what they make. And oftentimes it just really doesn't work out. Get You Back is a great example. It's also another one of those examples where it's just an overtly sexual and just rebellious kind of song that really doesn't fit well with the lyrical consistencies. Certified is the best banger on this project. I believe the feature is Nassin. Amazing, amazing feature. And the beat is so just processed and crunchy and just really honestly one of the hardest hitting beats I've heard this year. And if there was moments like that sprinkled throughout this project, I feel like it would have made the project a little bit more interesting to go through, having those little nuggets and pieces throughout its runtime to really make it stand out and really keep your attention. Because again, the production consistency, while it does create cohesiveness, it also creates moments where it just feels like background. I can think of songs like Priorities. I can think of songs like other songs throughout this project here that oftentimes can fall into the background, like Apologize is another one as an example. But overall, I was expecting a little bit more of this project, but I don't really think this is his best work. And it may honestly be my most disappointing project of the year. There's moments on here as I've shown that I really do enjoy, but overall, I think Big Sean can do better, and you could have trimmed down this track list, as many album problems are, that you can definitely trim down track lists. And you definitely can, if you want to have the number one lyrical focus of your album is focus, maybe you should stick to that focus. So, of overall rating, I'm going to give Better Me Than You a 5 out of 10. I think that's the first 5 out of 10 I've given. It is very average. And across an hour and 6 minutes, it can feel like quite a drag. But I'm still happy for Big Sean. I'm happy that he's a father. I'm happy that he's a father. It's really cool to hear, especially across these tracks, like hearing just him talk about his kid, commemorate songs to his kid. It's really cool. And I've really appreciated that Big Sean from all the way back like in 2012, 2013 was really on this like immature, not immature per se, but he was really just living life in the fast lane per se. But to see his maturity grow, especially from 2020 onwards, it is really awesome to see, and I really commemorate that, especially for an artist in Big Sean's lane. I think he's done really well to help his community and also just be a very mature and wise person in the industry. I'll say that even though I didn't like the album, I still really appreciate Big Sean as a person. So, what did you think about this project? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you in the middle like I was? Leave your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. After this video gets up, I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be streaming "Love Lasts Forever" by Destroy Lonely, aka I'm going to suffer. So I'll suffer with this, and I hope you have a good night.